Hi, this is Kathi Quinn with Floriani. Floriani is a division of R&K Distributing, and I want to welcome you to this week's Project of the Week. Well, I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas over the weekend. I've still got a few more nights of Hanukkah to go, so we're still in the middle of partying. And I hope you had a wonderful time, and I hope you're going to have a great new year. What we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about manipulating some designs. A lot of times we have designs and we don't really see the potential. We see what's on the cover of the design CD. And so I want to talk to you about what can we do. So let's come on over. I'm going to go to my library. I'm going to come into my Floriani, where I keep my designs. I put them under signature designs. And we're going to go into, let me see, floral tapestry is what I'm looking for right here. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my floral tapestry and I'm going to bring up my design. I think this is the one I want to be in. Let me see. Let me decide. Yes, this is the one I want. I want you to look at what's in this design CD. Now this is our floral tapestry and we have all kinds of beautiful designs in here. But don't get just stuck on what you see because there's a lot more to it. So let's come in here and let's look around. We're going to take a couple and do some stuff to it. So let's look. Let's first take this one right here. I'm going to bring this flower in. Gorgeous flower, stitches out beautifully. Now, I don't need everything on it though. I'm looking for just the head of a flower to place on something. I want something light and pretty, and I want to change out one of the designs in some of our hands-on classes. So I was looking through our floral tapestry card. Now in this, what I would like is I would like the head of the flower and these leaves right here. I really don't want anything else. So how are we going to deal with this? Because I don't just have one design here. I actually have several. This leaf by itself is gorgeous to add to something else. So you've got lots of options here to work with. So now the easiest way to work with getting rid of stuff in designs is using your sequence view. So I'm going to come up to the top and I'm going to left mouse click and close my properties box. Now you're going to see all the sequences in this design, which means this will stitch first. Well, let me ungroup this. I just realized this is grouped. So let me grab the design and let me ungroup it. Anytime you bring a design in from your library, it is grouped, and so you can't treat each as an individual. So now I've ungrouped it. So now you can see there's that piece of the flower that's going to stitch first. This is second, third, fourth, fifth. You get the idea. You see exactly what's going on. And even within each of these, let's look within each of these, I can even look at individual, if I wanted to do something with individual petals, if I needed just a couple of cute petals to stick in something, I could very easily isolate them and copy and paste them out to somewhere else. So you get the idea here. So we're going to go down. Now the first thing I need to do is, what do I need to keep? Well, I want the head of this flower, I want these leaves, and I want this part. From here down, I don't want any of the rest of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the bottom, because I already saw up here, I want to keep that. So what I'm going to do is, you see these eyes, they're open looking at you. Now I know I've taught you this in previous videos, but it never hurts to kind of remember what these icons do. We're going to left mouse click on this and it's going to put that piece of the design to sleep. So you can see those yellow highlights just disappeared. Let's turn it back on. There's those yellow highlights. So now if I wanted just this string of pretty highlights to say put on a light say handkerchief or something, you can see how I'm talking about pulling elements out of designs. So let's go ahead and turn that guy off. Now we're going to turn off curly cues. So now I've lost those curly cues. They're not in my way. So let's come up. That took care of this leaf down here. Now let's get rid of this. Whoops, close you. All right, so ooh, that took away, and it took away just perfect. Now we're going to come up and let's get rid of this leaf. Now we're looking in here, and I don't want to get rid of this. See, notice if I turn this off, oops, part of my flower is gone, so I need that on. I know this is part of the flower. Here's this green. Let's see what this green is. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, this green, if I turn it off, is going to get rid of those curly cues, but it's also getting rid of part of what I want to keep. That's no problem, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to look and see these components. Remember, I told you within the color, here's a satin path. I don't want to get rid of that. I need that run, satin, and I can use my down arrow just to go down through this until I get to the part I want to get rid of. Up there it is. I want to get rid of this, so I'm going to delete this part. I'm just going to delete him off. Delete. I'm going to now come down one more, and I'm going to delete this guy. Now, I have now actually, all the other parts I put to sleep. So at that point in time, I did not mess with any of the original design. But now that I've deleted those two pieces, I have changed the original design. So when this asks me at the end, do I want to save my changes? I'm going to say no. As long as you're putting stuff to sleep, it's not an issue. The minute you delete, you don't want to save that and ruin your original design. So now that I have the head of the flower, which I was looking for, I am going to go ahead and grab my lasso tool, second tool on my left-hand toolbar, left mouse click, and let's lasso this design. And while I'm whoops, that won't work. Let me delete that. While I'm lassoing, let me escape. You have to lasso around it. I'm going to show you something in just a moment that we'll work with. Now I have selected that, and I'm going to right mouse click copy and make sure you've got it all. I'm going to open a new piece of paper and right mouse click paste. So there you can see. Now remember I said make sure you have it all? I had noticed on the previous one that I was missing this outline, but I want to show you what I'm talking about. When I lassoed, I cut through on the last one. So let's go back. See how I cut it short, and you can see right here that I hadn't gotten it. So make sure when you lasso that, whoops, I tell you, don't you love it? Make sure when you lasso that you lasso far, far away from your design, because if you catch any of it, it's going to deselect that part. Now, when I right mouse click, I have all of it. Now let's right mouse click copy, open a new piece of paper, right mouse click and paste. Now let's look at our design. There is a little piece right here that I'm not real fond of. Let's zoom in. You see we've got this little piece right here. So what I want to do is I want to see where is that piece from. Well, I can tell you by the color, it's right in here. So now you see this little run right here. If I select that, that is that piece that I don't want. Again, now all I'm going to do is right mouse click, and I'm going to delete that little piece. So now I have effectively taken a flower out of another design. So now I can use just this light top for something different. Let's fit this to screen. There we go. There we go. And let's turn on our 3D effect. And I have my beautiful floral tapestry flower. These are gorgeous designs, but sometimes you'll see the way the designer put them together and you don't see the potential. You may not like the way the designer put something together. You may see this and not like something, but you love some of the individual components. Well, play up with those components. You can come in and play with lots and lots of them. So let's go back to these designs. Now let's say I'm going to bring this one in. I'm going to look at this one. Now this one, of course, I'm going to ungroup to start with so I can play with the individual pieces. And I'm going to come over here and look. Now this one I could maybe take a flower, maybe I like this flower, or maybe I want these leaves. These leaves are gorgeous and they look really good if you want to stitch them out using some of Debbie Hoffhein's techniques, or you could stitch this out on a piece of mesh, cut it out and applique it on the top of a jacket or something. You could do so much. There is so much potential just in this little design card of floral tapestry. So again, we would start going through. Now, I don't want flowers in this one, so I'm just going to start turning off everything here. Ooh, look at that. Now, see, that was something I would have never thought of. Look at how pretty that is. Just taking off the top part of that flower. That looks different. It looks neat. I love that. Where all I did was is take off the top petals, and it gives me a whole different look. So look through, play with your design, see what you can do. I mean, there is really a lot you can do with this stuff just by playing around. So far, so good. Everything I'm turning off is stuff I don't need. Okay, so now I don't need those. I don't want those. Now I might be getting into trouble here. Oh, I want to keep that one on. So I want to keep that one. So I'm going to keep those. So I'm going to come on down to where I start seeing flower stuff. Nope. Nope. Let's just go through the sequence till I get to something that I don't want. There we go. I don't want that. So let's put that guy to sleep. Okay, so let's come here. We want to put this guy to sleep. Now we want to see what's here. We want to put this guy to sleep. So now I'm just putting the rest of this thing to sleep. Now true, this is a lot of colors. It might be easier to just turn everything off and turn back on what you want sometimes. So now we've got that. So what we would look at getting rid of is these stitches within this. So I'm going to look, those stitches look like they're this color. So let's put the plus sign down here. And let's just start running down. Run, run, run. And I'm just going using my down arrow to get through this very quickly till I get to the place where I want to be. Or, of course, I could click on it. So I just left mouse click on it and it picked it up right away. So with left mouse clicking, of course, I can delete. Delete. Come right here. Click on that and delete. Now, remember, now I've got the original design up here. So I'm not going to save the original because the minute I hit that delete key, I have taken something away from this. So now I could save these as another design and use them in something else. So don't be so narrow-minded when you see your designs. Look at the potential you have for anything you want to do. So I hope you enjoyed this week's Project of the Week. I look forward to seeing you again next week. Have a wonderful and safe new year. See you next week. Bye-bye.